start with the handlebar. So the handlebar, two things I want to talk about is the height. With the chair right here, it's really like in terms of posture, it's really gonna help you out, because like the body position of somebody was sitting here is straight up and your arms are straight out too. So some people think it's pretty tall. I'm okay with it. I am. Maybe later I might be switching this out to make it look more aggressive, so your body will be kind of hunched over to grab a handlebar this low. Probably look like an X-Class by then. People like that cafe racer look. But yeah, that's the handlebar. I'm okay with it. It's pretty cool, but I do want this wider in some cases where it gives you more control. I feel like it's a little bit narrow, but that's just my opinion. The next one is the bell. I have my little notes here. The bell, okay. That bell, it's great for slow rides, like through a park, and anybody, like anywhere you might want to go through with like crowded places. The bell is great. The downside is if you're like holding this, you're gonna have to reach pretty far. I mean, yeah, I did move it down a little further, but it would have been right here, but still, it's still too far. But I'm keeping this, just, you know, the purpose of going through a park or something like that where there's people and you don't have to be aggressive. I have this installed, and I'll talk about it later. But yeah, I'll keep the bell. What's the next one I have on my list? Well, yeah, before I go, the bell is not functional if you're on the main road, you know, and there's a car that just wants to hit you. They're not gonna hear this at all. Next one is the twist throttle. The twist throttle, I don't know if I should do this with one hand, but there's a dead zone. Do you see this? There's like I don't know, maybe a 10% dead zone before the bike actually activates. Another thing is, if you're holding down the brake like this and you twist it, it's not gonna go. That's a cutoff. Some people didn't know that. Like, I had my cousin ride the bike and he said it's not working, but he was holding down the brake the whole time. Another thing, I do like that switch here though. The throttle kill switch comes really handy. Next one is the display that I want to talk about. I'm pretty sure you guys seen other reviews already when it comes to display. Two things that I use it for: I don't really use it for the distance. I do kind of check the speed that I'm in. Oh, I just turned it off. The speed that I'm in and the voltage of the bike. So those are the two things. When it comes to the voltage, I don't know if any other Grizzly riders out there. I noticed that my voltage only goes up to 58.3 volts when this is a 52 volts, meaning it should have been 58.8 volts when it's fully charged. So I did contact the Ariel rider for that. I'm still waiting for a response to that. But otherwise, you know, the battery, there's two batteries. It goes pretty far. But I just wanted to see if that was a, you know, either a controller error reading the voltage wrong or something like that. But yeah, but you could switch out the voltage if you don't know how to read those. You could switch it out to the percentage by, you know, in that menu. You can literally go into that menu. I don't know if you can see it here, but it says voltage. You can turn it into percentage. I like the voltage way better because I don't know if you guys noticed, the percentage has like a little delay or lag to it. It might say 10%, but then I look at my voltage and compare the voltage. Definitely isn't 100%. I mean, no, sorry, scratch that. It says 100%, and then when I look at the voltage, I definitely dropped like 1 volt, and you know that's not 100% anymore. So yeah, just get familiar of how voltage work, I guess. I could talk about that if you guys need something about that or information about that. Just write it in the comments and I'll probably address it. But all you have to know is supposedly 58 volts, 58.8 volts is fully charged, and 42 volts is completely dead. And I don't want you to, like, don't ride your bike when you're really close to 42 volts. That would really damage your batteries. What's my next thing here? That's the display. Talked about that. I talked about customer service. So I don't know, I've looked through the threads if people are saying they had a bad time with customer service. I didn't personally. When I got my bike, I definitely expected it. One thing that did come, if you look at my mount right here, this mount was cracked. And I emailed them within an hour opening and assembling the bike, and they got back to me within an hour, and within a week I got a new bracket. I just haven't had time to put the new bracket on, but it's at home, and right now it's holding still. I mean, firmly. It's not vibrating or anything like that. So that's about their customer service. I think they're pretty good. Another thing, let's go down to the headlights here. Okay, these headlights, they look really cool, right? I mean, they're pretty cool. I think they're cool. Aesthetically, they look awesome. Okay, here's my take on that. If you're riding the legal speed, when I say legal speed, like 20 miles per hour or less, they work, you know, like it gives you ample amount of distance to kind of observe what's in front of you. Okay, but most of us have helmets that have visors on, and you know, it's dark. The visors are dark, and most of us may or may have not unlocked the bike to go faster than 20. This light will not give you that distance. Like, I don't know if you can see it, but maybe if you're riding this bike, if you have that light on, your distance would probably right here, the end of this little parking lot spot. But if you're riding fast, you want it up there, somewhere in that grassy field. Hence I got these two extra lights. You know, any light will do. That's pretty strong, and you'll be fine. So, but yeah, the headlights work. I keep them on personally. I think they're cool. I like how that wide, that weird wide light beam comes out from it. I think it's cool. But yeah, keep it on. Stay safe out there. You know, the more lights, the better. What's another one that I need to talk about? The motor switch. Okay, so a lot of people didn't know, but I mean, most of the time, like, you'll experiment with it. My Grizzly, on the left side, it's the rear wheel. If it's switched to the middle, it's both wheels, and then to the right is the front wheel. Okay, what do I have to say about this? If you're riding and you're pedaling, I don't think it matters in which position. I do prefer it in the back rear position. But if you're riding and using a throttle only and you have both on, it spins out the front tires, and it will definitely wear it out faster. There's not enough weight, you know, most of the weight's back here. There's not enough weight to actually push this down, and then so when you, because you know, it's very torquey. The moment you turn it, that front wheel is gonna start skidding, and you're just gonna degrade it. Another thing about this that I want to talk about is, let's say you're on this, and then, you know, I would start it off like this, use the throttle. When I pick up some speed, I'll switch it down to both motors, and then, you know, pick up the speed that you want, the top speed that you want, or whatever you have it set up, if you have it unlocked. So let's say 35 miles per hour is your top speed, right? Don't leave it on. That's just my take. I don't leave the dual motor on, because you're not gonna go any faster. So I usually switch it back to a single motor, which is the rear, and kind of just chill there. I don't see a reason why I want to keep both motor and feed power, battery powers to both motors when I can't go any faster. The only exception is probably if you're going uphill, but that's the only exception that I would think, that I would use both motors if it's really, extreme uphill. But then you'll also drain a lot of battery for that. What else do I have? Let me check my list here. That's the motor switch. The wheels, I like the wheels. I've ridden a bunch of other bikes out there. I like the wheels. They're good. I mean, they're not the best, they're not the greatest either, or the worst. But one thing that you guys need to know about the wheels are meant to be punctured, right? I mean, you're gonna run over. I mean, if you live over here where I live at in San Jose, California, there's some crazy debris on the road, and you just don't know. It could be nails, it could be like glass, anything can actually puncture it. So I do have flat out the tire sealant on both sides. I believe it's a 32-ounce half bottle on each side, but I did mix it with the armadillos. Yeah, I mixed both of them with armadillos, so a quarter flat out, a quarter of armadillos on each wheel. And I don't have any liners. I think this is just my take, because I have other scooters that I've gone through flats with, e-scooter. If you're against a nail, okay, those liners don't even work. They're hard to put on. I mean, that's just my take. They're really difficult to put on. They take your time, and when it comes to a nail, it's a loss. Maybe like a thorn, like a trail thorn or something like that, yeah, they work perfectly fine. But most of us will probably ride this on the road, and for some reason there'll be like a big huge nail somewhere, and it will definitely puncture. The good thing with flat out, and I'm not trying to sponsor them, is that it seals it. It gives you enough time to get home, especially if you're rolling this bike. If you're moving, you won't even notice. The only time that I've noticed that I got a flat is when I leave somewhere and I realize, like, oh man, I have a flat, and I check, there's like a nail there, but I didn't I didn't recognize or noticed it during the ride when I got the flat. So it gives you enough time. It's just saying. Yeah, don't ride your bike. Most of the people will get excited, like they're like Grizzly or Ariel rider out there, or a Super 73. They get excited, get stripped, right? But get one of those tire sealant. I don't recommend the slime though. I've seen a lot of people use slime and they don't do very well for some reason. Not as well as the flat out or armadillos. Another one thing, seat. Everybody's favorite thing, the seat right here. Plane flying up there. All right, the seat. The seat is really comfy. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty comfy. When you first get the seat, this thing is like stiff. Like some part of this is still stiff right here, but right here where most of the weight is, it's pretty soft. If you're riding this bike and you're pedaling this whole front, like it's kind of wide right here, this will rub your, I'm in the medical field, we call it the perianal ear area, or like the inguinal area, or like it's on your bottom. It rubs it like right here on the corners, and it starts to hurt after a while, after like 15 miles of riding and pedaling. But if you're riding this and using the motor, you don't feel anything. I do like the shocks, so I didn't change anything to it. But yeah, that's my take on the seat. I might most likely get a longer seat eventually. I know there's a lot of third-party people making seats out there, but for now I kind of like the way that I'm a solo rider for now. What else do I have here? The brake light. So for the Grizzly, I've seen a Grizzly version 1, but the Grizzly version 2, you only have this little strip of light that goes off, and it's, my opinion, it's not that bright. Really isn't that bright. And I ride my bike, late at night as well, and all I can say is that get more lights. I mean, it doesn't matter this bike or any bike, get more lights, because you want your safety first at night. If you look like a Christmas tree or a light bulb, you're better off looking like that on the street, making sure that everybody sees you. Like these lights that I have on right now, these are really bright. I would actually angle this up to give that far distance when I'm driving pretty fast. The only thing is, please be considerate to some people, because these flashlights are really bright. Don't ride it against the traffic where you blind the people, because you know, there goes your safety measure, right? So ride it with flow of traffic. Just, you know, high beam that whole thing, you should be fine. People will see you from far away. Sometimes I have this flashing as well. What else do I have for you guys? Oh yeah, the bike horn. So this is the attachment. I bought this on AliExpress. There's one on Amazon. Yeah, everybody knows Amazon is probably coming from somewhere in China too. And Amazon's like $50. I got this for like $37. Same exact one, probably same manufacturer, just different branding. And I got it within, I believe, 2 weeks. So sometimes, you know, give or take, sometimes it takes a month, but this one came in 2 weeks. It's a USB charger on the bottom, USB-C. There's a cord, this cord right here that follows. I just wrapped it around to this switch. And this also acts as a bike alarm. So you could also switch it on. Turns into a bike alarm. Somebody shakes the bike or touches the bike, it goes off, and it's really loud. And I have used this multiple times, especially here in San Jose, because we got great drivers out here, you know. Like I had so many cases where I've gotten hit by a car, where cars don't hit me, like where I'm on a skateboard or a scooter. And so far I've had this bike for about 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks now, and I've had 2 close calls. There was one lady that came out from a stoplight like that over there. I don't know if you can see it. There's a stoplight. Came out, but then I don't know if she forgot something at the store, so she made a right turn on the next curb, and she saw me. She saw me. She still went for it, and then she made a right turn. And luckily, I had this honk, and I just honked at her, opened my visor on my mask, on my helmet, and then I just looked at her. I'm like, you know, what are you doing? So yeah, that thing helps a lot if you're on the road. The bell is not going to help you. This is more of a hey, I'm over here, like, I'm next to you, don't hit me. Because some people here in California, they don't even look. They won't look. There's no turn signals. Some do, some don't. But you know, in the end of the day, it's your safety. You're riding, it's your safety. And yeah, that's my take to that. Another thing that I want to talk about is I have another alarm. You've probably seen this on Amazon. It was like $15 I have one here. So I have 2 of those alarms, and I switched them on. The bottom one does make a noise when you lock it. This one, the remote makes a like a red color, like a light. Doesn't have any noise that you put an alarm, but they work. And the moment you touch it, like sometimes I lock it and I forget and I walk up to it, you know, like I barely bump in and it's loud. So that's a good thing for security purposes for your bike. Another thing that I did was I did add a AirTag. The AirTag, you could add it anywhere you want, but I did put it inside the controller. I'm planning to put another one somewhere, like in the frame maybe, kind of squeeze it in there. But the AirTag's in there with a 3M tape. So if somebody was to steal the bike, right, they're gonna have to take off one. They're not gonna have this key right here, so they're gonna have that difficulty taking off this chair, the seat alone, and then they're gonna have to, you know, obviously look for the AirTag inside the controller and rip it out. So it gives you about an hour to find your bike when it gets stolen. Just saying, that's ample amount of time to look for your bike. I currently do not have a lock for this yet. I'm looking for one of those New York Kryptonite, like the 18mm ones. Those are really thick ones. But for now, I have another friend that rides another bike, another aerial bike, and then we're planning to just lock them up together. I mean, this bike is 109 pounds, right? And then her bike is 88 pounds, I think, or something like that, somewhere close to that. So if somebody was to steal it, the alarm's gonna go off, and then they're not gonna be able to carry this too far or roll this too far. So yeah, that's my take. The rest of this video, I guess I'm gonna go up there. My plan one of these days, if somebody in San Jose or near the Bay Area, anybody want to challenge that Mount Hamilton up here, that mountain right there, there's a telescope or observatory. I think it's Lick Observatory. Sorry for the airplane again. I think it's 19 miles from where I am right now. There's a shortcut here in Quimby, and we can take up the mountains. It's about 5,000, or close to 5,000 feet elevation. So anybody want to do that with an e-bike, let me know, because I'm planning to pretty soon, hopefully. And yeah, let's see, that's it. I'm probably just gonna hold this camera, and then I'm gonna bike around. I'm gonna get to like the bottom of the mountain, maybe take a photo of where San Jose is. So, but yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. I'm not trying to make this a fast ride. I got something else to do. It's difficult. I should have brought a chest strap or a helmet mount. But right now, I'm just pedaling. Let's see if these people stop. Look at this. Say cool, he stopped. It's hard to go fast. I don't wanna fall. Oh, since we're talking about falling, I know a lot of you guys are probably first time riding out on like anything e-scooter, e-bikes, e-boards, whatever. I've had my share of falls, and I'll tell you right now, it doesn't matter which one you're on. If you're not wearing a full face helmet, there's a big chance you're gonna fall and hit your chin. And it's a bad case. So I do suggest getting a full face helmet. Not recommended. Any helmet will do for, you know, for the meantime, but just letting you guys know that if you do fall, there's a chance that you're gonna fall right on your chin, and that's not fun. Full face helmet kind of protects you from that. So it doesn't have to be a motorcycle helmet. Those are really expensive. I have a skating helmet right now, but yeah. So like this, right? Here's a good sense for some people. If I'm gonna pedal this right now, if I don't go fast, this is like advanced tips. If I don't pedal fast enough or go use the motor, these cars behind me, I guarantee you one will get in front of me to turn right into that Safeway compound right there, and they don't care. And the likelihood of that is like 60%, give or take. It's like almost more than 50% of the time they'll just do it because people don't care. Alright, I'm gonna pedal. Just watch. I'm gonna pedal assist right now. There's one right behind me. Yeah, they don't care. So that's why if you're in California or where I'm at, sometimes going faster in the front is actually safety. Like more of a safety thing. Because like if you like just jet from that stoplight, and all the cars be like, whoa, what the heck is he on, you know? And it gives you that safety measure that nobody's going to be in front of you cutting you off and going to a complex like that. Another big mistake that I see people do is when they ride their bikes, right, and they're going really fast, and you see that they're about to turn left or right, and they're still going fast. The likelihood of you sliding your tires is high. So that's all I can say. Be careful out there. Slow down on your turns, especially. Look at this. See that? See that? They don't care. They don't care. Perfect example. This is a slight downhill. I'm not doing anything. It's still going faster. For the new riders out there, right side is the rear brake, front side is, the left side is the front. All I can say is brake with the rear first, so you don't want to tip over face forward. Yeah, you don't want to, especially if you're going downhill really fast and you hit the brake really, really hard, you're gonna fly forward. Apply pressure to the back first, and then apply pressure to the front. That's how it should go. Oh, another thing, are you guys wondering why I have two mirrors on that side? I don't know either. But yeah, if you guys live in San Jose or somewhere in the Bay Area, this is actually where the start is. If you want to get to that observatory, you start from here. But it's all uphill from here on out. I think there's 2 mountains. You go up one and you kind of go down one, and then there's another one behind it. I think it's Mount Hamilton and then Mount Diablo Grande. Yeah, but this is the street right here. Quimby and Gore. I don't know. You can see that. But that's the street right there. Another thing that we can talk about is if you unlock your bike, right, and you're going really fast, okay, and I know you're having fun and everything, but if you see a cop, man, just ghost pedal, like pretend you're pedaling. And if you get in trouble, you know, tell them it's a class 2, it doesn't go over 20 miles per hour, and if, you know, it can if you're all manpower. That's all you have to say. Don't get yourself in trouble for no reason, and don't ruin the e-bike or any PEVs community like that. Most cops are pretty cool. The first thing they do is look at you. If they're in front of you and they look at you and it looks like a motorcycle, they're gonna be like, what? And then if they see you pedaling, they're just gonna laugh, like, oh my god. And once you're clear, go ahead and gun that throttle down. Alright, let's keep moving. Yeah, anybody from San Jose, if you guys want to go on an e-ride, I do have some routes in this area. It is elevated over here, so you might have to check your battery distance. But I have ridden this on a scooter, and what is this thing called? Skateboards, e-boards. Let me lower the pedal assist to 2. a sharp turn. I can do it. Come on, squirrel. Let me pass by. All right. You know, I should have took my allergy pills. Oh yes, nobody's here. Glass on the floor. Great. All right. More glass right there. Where's that? Oh, those are eggshells, actually. All right. I don't know if the GoPro is doing any justice, but that's the whole San Jose. Today's a clear day. You could actually see not too much pollution. You can see all the way on the west side of San Jose. Those buildings, I don't know if it shows here, but the buildings right there, that's downtown San Jose. And this bike does reach that far and back. What else? There's that mountain that we were looking at from far away before. That would be like somewhere around here. Me pointing doesn't probably do justice either. But yeah, let me chill here real quick. I'm gonna take some photos and probably return back home. All right, let's head back home. Like a slight downhill right here, right? And some dude, I was going down this thing with my e-scooter, and I was pretty far from him. He makes a little half turn to the right and decides to make a U-turn cut through the middle. I had to hit the brakes so hard on my scooter that the back end actually lifted up, and I was trying to balance myself and the scooter on the front wheel. Like, it twisted the back, so where the back of the scooter was right next to me the whole time. It was really bad. You know, like, it's just very unlucky. Good thing I didn't fall, but I did burn out my brakes on that one. That was pretty bad. I had to change my brakes on that. Look at that, it didn't stop. It didn't even stop. Okay, what have you done? What have you all done? Okay. You know, like, y'all need to figure out something sometimes. We're gonna end this right here. I don't want the video for too long. But if you guys have any questions about the bike or anything like that, I'll try to answer the best I can. So, peace out, guys.